The Old Man and the Sea by Ernest Hemingway. Part 6. The old man held the line delicately and softly with his left hand and lifted it from the stick. Now he could let it run through his fingers without the fish feeling any tension. This far out, he must be huge in this mouth, he thought. Eat them, fish, eat them, please eat them. How fresh they are, aren't you down there 600 feet in that cold water in the dark? Make another turn in the dark, and come back and eat them. He felt the light's delicate pulling, and then a harder pull when a sardine's head must have been more difficult to break from the hook. Then there was nothing. Come on, the old man said aloud. Make another turn. Just smell them. Aren't they lovely? Eat them good now. And then there is the tuna, hot and cold and lovely. Don't be shy, fish. Eat them. He waited with the line between his thumb and his finger, watching it and the other lines at the same time, for the fish might have swum up and down. Then came the same delicate pulling touch again. He will take it, the old man said aloud. Go tell him to take it. He did not take it though. It was gone, and the old man felt nothing. He can't have gone, he said. Christ knows he can't have gone. He's making a turn. Maybe he has been hooked before, and he remembers something of it. Then he felt the gentle touch on the line, and he was happy. It was only his turn, he said. He'll take it. He was happy, feeling the gentle pulling, and then he felt something hard and unbelievably heavy. It was the weight of the fish, and he let the line slip down, 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 and rolling off the first of the two reserve coils. As it went down, slipping lightly through the old man's fingers, he could still feel the great weight, though the pressure of his thumb and finger were almost imperceptible. What a fish, he said. He has it sideways in his mouth now, and he's moving off with it. Then he will turn and swallow it, he thought. He did not say that because he knew that if you said a good thing, it might not happen. He knew what a huge fish this was, and he thought of him moving away in the darkness with the tuna held crosswise in his mouth. At this moment, he felt him stop moving, but the weight was still there. Then the weight increased, and he gave more line. He tightened the pressure of his thumb and finger for a moment, and the weight increased and was going straight down. He's taken it, he said. Now I'll let him eat it well. He let the line slip through his fingers while he reached down with his left hand and made fast the free end of the two reserve coils to the loop of the two reserve coils of the next line. Now he was ready. He had 3 40-fathom coils of line in reserve now, as well as the coil he was using. Eat it a little more, he said. Eat it well. It is so that the point of the hook goes into your heart and kills you, he thought. Come up easy and let me put the harpoon into you. All right. Are you ready? Have you been long enough at table? Now, he said aloud, and struck hard with both hands, gained a yard of line, and then struck again and again, swinging with each arm alternatively on the cord with all the strength of his arms and the pivoted weight of his body. Nothing happened. The fish just moved away slowly, and the old man could not raise him an inch. His line was strong and made for heavy fish, and he held it against his hack until it was so taut that beads of water were jumping from it. Then he began to make a slow hissing sound in the water, and he still held it, bracing himself against the thought and leaning back against the pool. The boat began to move slowly off towards the northwest. The fish moved steadily and they traveled slowly on the calm water. The other baits were still in the water, but there was nothing to be done.
I wish I had the boy,
the old man said aloud.
I'm being towed by a fish, and I'm the towing bit. I could make the line fast, but then he could break it. I must hold him all I can and give him line when he must have it. Thank God he is traveling and not going down. What I will do if he decides to go down, I don't know. What I will do if he sinks or dies, I don't know. But I'll do something. There are plenty of things I can do.
He held the line against his back and watched it slant in the water, and the skiff moving steadily to the northwest. This will kill him, the old man thought. He can't do this forever. But 4 hours later, the fish was still swimming steadily out to sea, towing the skiff, and the old man was still braced solidly with the line across his back.
It was noon when I hooked him,
he said,
and I have never seen him.
He had pushed his straw hat down on his head before he hooked the fish, and it was cutting his forehead. He was thirsty too, and he got down on his knees and, being careful not to jerk on the line, moved as far into the boat as he could get and reached the water bottle with one hand. He opened it and drank a little. Then he rested against the boat. He rested sitting on the unstepped mast and sail, and tried not to think but only to endure. Then he looked behind him and saw that no land was visible. That makes no difference, he thought. I can always come in on the glow from Havana. There are 2 more hours before the sun sets, and maybe he will come up before that. If he doesn't, maybe he will come up with the moon. If he doesn't do that, maybe he will come up with the sunrise. I have no cramps, and I feel strong. It is he that has the hook in his mouth. But what a fish to pull like that! He must have his mouth shut tight on the wire. I wish I could see him. I wish I could see him only once to know what I have against me. Thank you for watching. This is the end of part 6, to be continued in part 7. If you like the story, please like, share, and subscribe. See you then.